Human Rights Day falls on the 10th of this month. For many years, mankind has never stopped our efforts to protect and improve human rights. Although progress has been made in many aspects of protecting human rights violations still happen every day across the world. In Gaza, according to Palestinian officials, at least 18,787 people, including over 7,700 children, have been killed since the latest round of Palestine-Israel conflict. Facing these appalling and bloody figures, some countries that have always acted as preachers on human rights have repeatedly thwarted permanent ceasefires there. On December 12, the UN General Assembly adopted a resolution that demanded an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. 153 countries voted in favor of the resolution, with only 10, including the US, Israel and Austria, voting against it, and 23, including the UK and Germany, abstaining. The Guardian depicted the US's situation like this: the United States was looking increasingly isolated on the world stage. As for some European countries, Claire Daly, an Irish member of the European Parliament, once commented, with European and American weapons, and European and American support, still Ursula von der Leyen cannot even say the word ceasefire. This isn't just Israel's genocide, it's Europe's too. Those countries don't only fail to prevent human rights violations from happening in the world, but also fail their own people. For instance, when the term child labor seems to be irrelevant to developed Western countries nowadays. A report about child labor violations in 2023 in the United States released by the U.S. Department of Labor is quite disturbing. According to the report, there are 955 closed cases with child labor violations in 2023 in the United States, a 14% increase from the previous year. Nearly 5,800 children were employed in violation of the law, an 88% increase since 2019. The two sets of statistics hit a 10-year record high. The data released by the U.S. Department of Labor only mentions cases against relevant laws, but it never tells you that the U.S. even introduces or loosens the legislation that support child labor. Child labor in America is back, and it's as chilling as ever. From the Nation revealed that the number of kids at work in the United States increased by 37% between 2015 and 2022. During the last 2 years, 14 states have either introduced or enacted legislation rolling back regulations that governed the number of hours children can be employed, lowered the restrictions on dangerous work, and legalized subminimum wages for youths. It gave an example: Iowa now allows those as young as 14 to work in industrial laundries. At age 16, they can take jobs in roofing, construction, excavation, and demolition, and can operate power-driven machinery. 14-year-olds can now even work night shifts, and once they hit 15 can join assembly lines. Meanwhile, these works even compromise young lives. The Guardian reported that 16-year-old Michael Schulz died after getting trapped in dangerous machinery when he was working at a mill in Wisconsin this June. Children risk their lives building America's roofs. Published recently by the New York Times also disclosed that children hired in roofing got killed or permanently injured at work. Protecting and improving human rights are not words dictated by some Western countries that try to disguise their own stains on human rights. They are actions that should be taken.